footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our collegesportingnews.com FCS Game of the Week preview between the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers and the Liberty Flames. So let's take a look at some keys to victory for both teams, starting with the Chanticleers. What a year running back Lorenzo Taliaferro is having. The 6'2", 230-pound bruiser is averaging a healthy 6.7 yards a carry and has scored 13 touchdowns. The Chanticleers' offensive line is also nothing to sneeze at. They do a sensational job on both ends of protection, but this week in the red zone, they're going to have to maximize their opportunities because Liberty does a great job shutting offenses down once they get inside the 20. Now on the defensive side of the football, the Chanticleers tend to give up the big play, but otherwise they're a very solid unit. However, they've struggled at times in stopping the run. Now they're tall, athletic in the back end of their defense, which could give them flexibility and give them multiple looks versus this Flames offense to be able to get them off the field on third downs. Let's move over to Liberty in this ballgame, and the Flames are about 4 plays away from being 6-0. Turner Gill has done a very good job so far, is an outstanding coach. Now this week versus Coastal, it's all about sustaining drives. The Flames struggle on third down, and that has to change in order to be successful. Now on the defensive side of football, I love their secondary. I actually believe they have one of the better secondaries in the FCS, and they match up very well versus Coastal, but the Flames will have to be able to stop the ground game. And when you look at defensive lineman Chima Uzaway, he's an outstanding edge rusher, but will have to be more disciplined versus the run this week in order for the Flames to have success defensively. Now here are some coaching points for both teams in this ball game. For Coastal Carolina, getting early stops defensively goes a long way in helping you win this ball game. You have to be able to get off the field. You also have to capitalize in the red zone. We've talked about Liberty's red zone defense. They have to come away with 7 instead of 3, and you have to own the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. That defensive line has to do a better job versus the run, and the offensive line has to blow the Flames off the ball. And for Liberty in this ball game, the biggest matchup I believe on defense will take place in the secondary as Kevin Fogg battles Demario Bennett, the outstanding wide receiver. Fogg has to win that battle throughout the course of the game, and you also want to play winning special teams. You have to win 2 out of the 3 aspects of a football game in order to come away victorious, so own the special teams department and give yourself a chance. You also want to make Coastal Carolina one-dimensional, and the way you can do that is by taking away their outstanding running back Lorenzo Taliaferro and shutting down the running game, forcing them to get back there and throw the football more often than they want to. The X factor for Coastal Carolina will be their linebacking core. They're going to have to make plays at or behind the line of scrimmage to slow down the Flames' rushing attack. If they can't do that, it could be a long day for this defense. And the X factor for the Flames will be their passing game. They don't have to be dynamic. They just have to be efficient and precise. They have to be able to move the football at times through the air. If they can do that, they'll be that much tougher to defend this week versus the Chanticleers. Now here are some 2014 draft prospects you want to keep an eye on in this ball game. Like we've mentioned throughout the course of this video, Lorenzo Taliaferro is an outstanding runner, 6'2", 230, definitely has the size that you want at the next level. And along the offensive line, Jamie Cheatwood is an outstanding prospect that can play guard or tackle, 6'5", 330. And Matt Hazel, very good receiving target. Seems like they've churned out these targets coming out of Coastal Carolina every year. He's the next in line of talented receiving options. And for Liberty, like I've said before, they have the best secondary in the FCS, especially on the corners with Kevin Fogg and Walt Aikens. Both guys can hold their own in man-to-man coverage. And running back Eldricus Allen has dealt with some off-the-field issues and some injury issues, so I don't know if he's going to play, but he's definitely a guy you want to keep an eye on moving forward. And Hunter Stewart is an outstanding prospect, even a CFL prospect, as a guy at 6'7", 315 pounds with great lateral movement. Even in its short football history, quarterback Tyler Thigpen is still a campus legend. From 2003 to 2006, all he did was become a consensus All-American, the Big South Player of the Year in 2006 after throwing for nearly 6,600 yards in his career and rushing for over 1,600 yards and 66 total touchdowns. Sam Rutigliano was an outstanding coach for the Cleveland Browns as well as for the Liberty Flames, and he led the Flames from 1989 to 1999, 6 winning seasons, a 9-2 record in 1997, and led them in transition as they made the move from NAIA to the FCS. I like Coastal Carolina in this ballgame, and this is a big battle in the Big South this year. Very strong conference top to bottom this season. I think the Chanticleers will do a great job in making Liberty one-dimensional and forcing these guys to throw the football more than they want to, so I will take Coastal Carolina on the road versus the Flames.